This is where the season starts to change, where the tides starts to shift. And this is the game that matters the most. Let's get into it. Titans, Bengals. This is an AFC opponent, AFC conference opponent. Every single AFC conference opponent win is going to get us closer and closer to the North and the conference, right? Last week's game versus the Rams was a great stepping stone in the correct direction, but at the end of the day, that game does not matter in the grand scheme of things. This type of game is going to matter. Last week, the Titans got blown out by the Cleveland Browns. It was bad. It was very bad. And I'll start off right away by saying we need to make that same type of statement in this game. Titans, they don't have that great of a defense. They don't. Offensively, they still have Derrick Henry. They still have DeAndre Hopkins. And when I say all this, I'm not meaning that we need to underestimate them. Not at all. We cannot make this game a trap game. We got to go in knowing that they are a good team. That they did beat the LA Chargers. That they almost beat the New Orleans Saints. And go into this knowing that, well, yes, they did do all those things. We are a better team. And this is our destiny. And we're controlling our destiny right now. And it starts in this game. This is step one. This is chapter one of the journey to the Super Bowl. So let's break this game down. First off, right now, the odds makers have us at 60.8% chance to win this game. 38.9% chance to lose this game. And I think we match up very, very well with this Tennessee Titans squad. They're secondary. We should be able to, breeze by them with our receivers. They don't really have that dominant pass rush. Our offensive line's been looking great. We should be able to throw the ball in this game. But in all honesty, my keys to victories does not involve throwing the football. Doesn't. Run the damn football. I feel like I'm saying this every single week. I feel like a broken record. I feel like I can just, literally put myself on loop for 10 hours and I would just be saying it the same thing every single game. Last week, we did run the football. We ran it 19 times. A lot of that was in garbage time. Not to say garbage time, but a lot of that was the end of the game when we were trying to run the clock out. Because going into half, we only ran the ball 5 times. In the second half, we didn't run the ball that much until the very end of the game. At the end of the day, right, last week's, the mentality was very simple for the Rams. They stacked the box because, again, keep in mind, Joe Burrow, going into that game, there was a chance he wasn't going to play. So what they did was they stacked the box last week and they said, hey, if you want to beat us, you're going to have to beat us with number 9. We're not going to let you beat us with Joe Mixon. So they stacked the box, put linebackers in the box and said, throw the football. And we did. We threw quick passes, 2-second passes. And that's really all we could do. This week should not be the same situation. Well, yes, Tennessee knows Joe Burrow's not 100%. This is another week of him getting better and recovering from his calf strain. So what that means is they're not going to be ready to shut down our run. This has to be the game, the statement game, where we run the ball straight down the throats of the Tennessee Titans. I know that's easier said than done, and everyone can make a proclamation of, yes, go do this, right? Everyone can talk. We need to make a statement in this game that not only are we back and we're ready for this journey to the Super Bowl, but we're going to run the damn football. That's number one. Number one is that. Number two, Irv Smith might not play in this game. Okay? He might not play. I don't care at this point. It's not who's out there. Sorry, it's not, who, if, and, blah, blah, blah. No. If he can't play, Tanner Hudson, you need to step up. Last week, you had 4 targets, 2 receptions, 20 yards. You need to step up. A lot of fans was excited about you joining this squad in preseason. They were very excited about you and upset when you did not make the final cut. You are getting your opportunity, Tanner. You are getting your chance here. You have to step up. You have to get open. You are a vertical threat tight end, And you are the X factor right now in this offense. If you can make some plays, get down the field, especially with everyone worried about T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, you are the X factor of this game. 1,000%. Get open and makes plays. Now, if Irv Smith plays, then obviously that changes a lot, right? It does change a lot. Because then Irv Smith becomes the X factor. But I think the X factor of this game, actually, if Irv Smith plays, it's back to Joe Mixon as the X factor. But the Tennessee Titans know we're going to try to run the football. So Tanner Hudson could be that little, happy medium where he goes out there and makes some pretty good plays. All right. Number 3. Third factor in this game to win this game. Pressure Ryan Tannehill. And what I mean by that is, again, you probably already guessed it, make him make mistakes. Make him throw the ball quickly. Don't let him sit back there and throw dots. He has DeAndre Hopkins, okay? He had Treylon Burks. I know Treylon Burks doesn't sound like a big name, and you might not have heard of him. He's actually pretty good. He is pretty good. They also have a pretty good tight end. And yeah, they also have Derrick Henry. Don't let him sit back there. How did Cleveland beat this team? Myles Garrett, 3.5 sacks. They pressured him all day long. And that's going to be how you beat him. You can't let him sit back there and dot you up, because trust me, he will. I don't think Ryan Tannehill is that good. I think that it could really turn ugly if you let him sit back there and make some plays. And last week, our defense showed. Our defense showed up big time last week. They held us in the first half when our offense was struggling. In the second half, many, many times when they were in our red zone, our defense came through. And I know I can't ask the same thing of our defense every single week to pretty much be the savior of this team. But listen, while Joe is not 100% and he's still a statue, defense, you got to step up and you got to make plays. And you got to, change the tides of this team. You really do. Defense wins championships, and it starts with this game right here. Number 4, and this actually is funny to say this because I don't think I've ever said this in the history of football at this point, but Derrick Henry's not a problem. But you don't let him become a problem, because Derrick Henry is one of the best running backs in the NFL. This season so far, he has very much struggled. Against Cleveland last week, he had a total of 20 yards rushing. Against the Chargers that don't really have that great of a defense, he only had a total of 80 yards rushing and a touchdown. In the Saints game, week 1, he had 63 yards rushing. And that's kind of the system we got to go with. Is, shut down Derrick Henry, make Ryan Tannehill beat you. And again, as long as we do that and we, implement the number 3 point on this list here, we'll be fine. Get after Tannehill, pressure him, and don't let Derrick Henry beat you. And number 5, the 5th and final key to victory for this game. Control time of possession. Have long, thoughtful drives. Even if they lead to a field goal, which obviously we don't want, but even if they lead to a field goal, I'm okay. Go out there and have a 7-minute drive. Get your defense rested. Give your defense plenty of time to, just get ready on the sideline, rest up, and chillax. But have long drives. Not only does this rest your defense, it tears down and it dissects their defense. And that's what we need to do in this game. Is slowly dissect them as a team and destroy them, play in and play out. You cannot let this team play fast on you. You can't. Because I'm not saying Tennessee's that great of a team, but when a team plays fast, no matter who they are, things get ugly very quickly, and then mistakes start happening because you start having to feel like you have to force the ball, you have to force throws, and things get ugly. Keep everything in front of you here. Remember, we're the better team coming into this, and this is our destiny that we're controlling. We have to keep everything in front of us. Don't let stupid things happen. Things we have to work on. Number 1, the freaking false start penalties. That was disgusting last week. That was embarrassing. That is what that shows is an undisciplined team. And you know what the sad part is? We are not an undisciplined team. We are a greatly coached team with great coaches in Lou Dini, Brian Callahan, and Zach Taylor. We are an amazingly coached team. And right there, last week, that was letting down our coaches. With Joe Mixon, Orlando Brown, and Tyler Boyd with the pre-snap penalties. No more. We shot ourselves in the foot last week. Stupid things. And you know what's funny is you might think I'm going to talk about T. Higgins next. T. Higgins will be fine. T. Higgins had one bad game where he dropped 4 passes. He'll be fine. I'm not upset at all. The weather for this game, guys, is going to be 71 degrees on game time. It's going to be nice and sunny. It's going to be a beautiful weather. We should be absolutely great to go out there and not have to worry about the rain, not have to worry about the snow, not have to worry about anything, and have perfect conditions. And my honorable mention here for this game, protect Joe Burrow. That's my honorable mention. I know somebody already commented down below and said, like, you didn't say protect Joe Burrow as one of your keys to victory, because the other 5 are very important. But protecting Joe Burrow is honorable mention. You know, and that's actually, I would say almost to a point, honorable mention, that's to a point where it's just guaranteed, you know? That's just 100% unspoken rule. That's an unspoken, thing every single week at this point that really shouldn't have to be a key to victory. That's more or less something that should have already, be known / needs to happen, is keeping Joe upright. And it's not just because, like, oh yeah, you want to protect your quarterback normally. He's coming in with a calf strain still. He's not 100%. And if that's the case, we can't risk anything stupid here. Any kind of stupid hits. I don't care who the player is. Doesn't have to be Aaron Donald to cause an injury, right? So, keeping him upright and avoiding any type of hits or problems, that's 1,000% the biggest key to victory there. But, again, that's an unspoken rule at this point. Guys, make sure to like and subscribe down below. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.